Hey, welcome to An Evening With. My guest today is James Scott, the Managing Director of Scott's of Thrapston. James, if you had a table of four booked at your favourite restaurant, who would be your three guests and why?
Well, firstly, thanks for giving me the heads up with this, because to come with three people straight off the bat would be virtually impossible. But I'll give it a go, and you'll have to, through your facial expressions, tell me whether these were good ones or bad ones. Right, well, first one, I think probably have to be Boris Johnson. Not necessarily because I think he's a top bloke or anything like that, but clearly he knows a lot more about what's going on than the rest of us. So if I have the opportunity to sort of bend his ear for sort of 10 minutes to try and find out when all this is going to slowly come to an end, I think he would probably be in a better position to answer that than most others. Also, and this sort of goes on to a few of the other people I've chosen, he does give a perception of knowing what he's doing, right? He seems to have some control. But I think the reality is, much like myself in this role, is that whatever that perception may be of calm and knowing what we're doing and what direction we're all travelling, I think the reality is that under the surface, his little legs are going like the absolute clappers. I think it's, like a swan. It's all relatively calm and serene on the surface. But I think once it's under the level of the water, the little legs are going mad. So I believe that's probably true with him. But like I said, I'll be fascinated to find out exactly what's going on, how long he thinks this will go on for, and realistically, does he really have a clue what's going on underneath the surface? So that's my first choice, Big Bad Boris, right? The second one, and again, after just briefly speaking to you, I understand a few people have gone with the Queen. I was going to go with the Queen. But I suppose I could go with Prince Charles in a sort of a similar kind of way, really. I'm managing director of the family business. We're 100 years old this year, and it's gone through each generation. Now, I'm not suggesting that I'll be Prince Charles, or indeed my father is the Queen. But there is a certain skill, I think, in managing to control expectation and generational sort of businesses, which, you know, if the Queen and Prince Charles haven't sorted out by now, they certainly seem to come across like they know what they're doing. Maybe more the Queen than Prince Charles, to be fair. But I'd be keen to sit down with them to find out how you control the people that work with you. Because honestly, sometimes it's like herding cats, and she seems to, or he as well, seem to be able to give again the perception of control, which is something that I wish I knew how they did. So anyway, the Queen would be the second one, right? Okay, good stuff. Now the third one, I'm a big sports fan. Cricket is my religion, certainly during the summer months, and I suppose rugby would be my religion during the winter months. I'm probably going to go with the cricket one because I enjoy the sunshine more than I enjoy the rain, right? So we're going to go with cricket. And I am probably going to go with Mike Atherton, the old England cricket captain, because I grew up, I suppose, during the 90s when the England cricket team were pretty poor. And despite the fact that they kept on getting humped by the Australians, Mike Atherton was always very, again, collected in his sort of public persona, I guess, despite the fact that he went through that ball tampering-ish incident and what have you. And again, controlling these high-level performers. I'd like to think we have a few high-performance individuals, more than a few, to be fair. I think we have a number of high-performing individuals at the business, and to be able to work with them and get the best out of them. I think that these cricket captains and rugby captains, to a level, have a skill in doing that, and being a relatively young man as a sportsman, you know, because you're only in your prime, I suppose, in your 20s, to be able to control or get the best out of your high performance individuals at such a young age, I think takes quite a skill. I'm be keen to find out how these people do that and work with their teams in that manner. But I also quite enjoy a story. Right? I enjoy sitting down with a pint of beer and someone telling me stories. They don't necessarily have to be true. You never let the truth get in the way of a good story. But I think these cricket boys and these rugby boys are particularly good at spinning a yarn. And obviously because Atherton does a lot of the commentary on those cricket programmes, I'd imagine he's got a few quality stories of trying to control his troops when on the tours of Australia and places. I imagine it'd be quite a laugh, and you get him stuck into a couple of bottles of claret. I bet some of the good stories start coming out. So they're my 3, 4 if you double up the Queen and Prince Charles, but exceptionally difficult. But thank you for the challenge. It's kept me stimulated over the last few days.
I love how much thought you've put into it. I actually love that you've I don't want to say overthought it, but you've put that much thought into it. It sounds like a good table. Bojo's a great shout. I think you've also got a table of talkers as well, which will definitely keep the conversation going. Well, look, thank you, James. Great chat, and we wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.